Nigeria is shouting again, and this time, it's not about subsidy removal or dollar rates. It's about 210 trillion naira. Yes, trillion. That the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, cannot fully explain. And as usual, Nigerians are asking, will anything happen, or this is another scandal that will end in a committee hearing and a plea bargain? Today, let's break down what this 210 trillion naira even means, and why the Senate is suddenly waking up, how NNPC got away with previous theft cases without prosecution, and why this scandal affects you directly. Then we ask the big question: if Nigeria handle fraud like China, would anybody try this nonsense again? Stay with me. What exactly is this 210 trillion naira issue? Here is what the Senate Public Accounts Committee discovered while reviewing NNPC Health's audit statement from 2017 to 2023. Take a look.
Like I said one time, there are not a few people see NNPC as behaving as if they are the country, Nigeria is their parastatal. And so they are above the country. Now my worry is not about the fact that, looking at the period of coverage, it doesn't come under the present GMD. Yeah. But the fact that the GMD is anxious to cover up the fraud suggests that he may also want to continue with business as usual. That is what troubles me. Because, like you rightly said, sir, being given the opportunity to come and explain what happened that you have inherited should be something you should do freely. But time and time again, the GMD is never going to come here. And those figures you mentioned, sir, about charging crude, subsidy on crude, and then NNPC go on to charge subsidy on refined product, it's not just a matter of law. That is, the real word for it is fraud, monumental fraud. And the amount involved is far more than what our president is struggling to borrow from foreign countries. If those monies were here, we don't go to borrow this kind of money.
And evidence provided by the same NNPC, which go contrary to their claim. The 107 trillion cash call paid to JV partners in 2023. The committee is duty bound to reject this. Why the committee is rejecting this is that 103 trillion as accrued expenses. NNPC declared a revenue of 24 trillion naira between the year 2017 to 2022. The equivalent of which in dollars was $58 billion. And the same NNPC in 2023 alone claimed to have paid 103 trillion to their JV partners based on cash call. Two things here. One, cash call was abolished, so to say, if I may use that word, in 2026 by late President, but in 2016, sorry. Crude of 24 trillion. Now you are paying 103 trillion naira to your JV partners without telling us the quantum of crude that justified that payment. And how on earth can anybody give what he or she does not have? Where did NNPC get 103 trillion to have paid to its JV partners in only 1 year?
103 trillion listed as accrued expenses. According to NNPC account statement, they claim 103 trillion was paid to joint venture partners in 2023. How is this a fraud? Number one, they claim to pay the money they never had because between 2027 to 2023, NNPC declared 24 trillion naira as their total earnings within 6 years. The cash call ended in 2016. So how come they are making payments that is not legally supported in 2023? It's crazy, right? The biggest red flag that exposes them is that NNPC failed to mention the company they paid to. The nature of the project not provided. The document not captured in the statement. Is there any other name for this other than fraud? Let's talk about the 107 trillion naira listed as receivable. This simply means that NNPC is claiming that some people or banks owe them this huge amount. The shocking part is, according to NNPC, these banks has collapsed. Wow. Which bank? Not stated. How much are the banks owing? Not stated. When was the money borrowed? Not stated. Where are the documents? Not available. Together, it all amounted to 210 trillion naira. They cannot properly explain. So the Senate asked NNPC to come and defend the figures. Guess what happened? The GCEO refused to show up. Only the subordinate attended, and even their explanation was rejected as unjustifiable and unacceptable. One senator even said, these numbers don't make sense for a company like NNPC's revenue capacity. Here is what shocked the Senate the most. NNPC claims subsidy on crude oil and non-refined products. Are Nigerians buying crude oil? How come they subsidize what has not been refined? We only know about subsidies of refined products. This is why the president removed the subsidy. So, now I know why we don't need to blame him. And that is part of why most Nigerian presidents will always fail. Check out the video on my channel. I made a video on that. The Senate discovered another big thing. A department in NNPC called NAPIMS created an independent account. How come a separate account and NNPC is silent about it? Something is not hard enough. That is why the Senate wants NNPC to refund the money to the Federation account if they can't prove it. But
that money is gone. Forget it.
That leads to a big question. Why is the Senate coming out now? Why is the sudden wake-up call? Let's be honest. NNPC scandal is not new. They go back decades. So why is the Senate suddenly shouting? It is one of these four reasons, or the whole four reasons. Number one, the figures are too large to ignore. 210 trillion naira is more than Nigeria's entire national budget from 2017 to 2023 combined. It's also Nigeria's current GDP in many sectors. All FAAC allocation for 4 years. Even the Senate knows. If they ignore this one, Nigeria will drag them. Number two, public pressure is higher than before. Nigerians are watching closer. Social media is loud and politicians knows 2027 is coming. Many senators want to appear like heroes fighting corruption. Number three, they may be trying to get Temepre Silva, the former Minister of State for Petroleum during Buhari's regime. Now he's on the run. They are trying to establish a valid case to extradite him. Number four, this time there are audited documents. Unlike many scandals based on secret reports, this one is based on NNPC's own financial audit paper, publicly available. That means the Senate cannot pretend they didn't see it. Let's be clear. No major NNPC corruption case has ever led to real prison times. Let's check the track record. Number one, the missing $49.8 billion Sanusi Lamido exposed. In 2014, the CBN governor accused NNPC of not remitting $49.8 billion on oil revenue. What happened? Committee were set up. Accusations were watered down. Sanusi was removed. Nobody was prosecuted. Till today, the money is still unaccounted. Number two, the Dezani Alison Madueke scandal. Billions recovered abroad, luxury property seized. Guess what? No prison sentence in Nigeria other than blames. Nobody in NNPC went to jail. And the third one is the $2 billion fuel subsidy scam. Under Jonathan era, multiple marketers were indicted, investigations were done, and the outcome, plea bargain, fine, no jail time. And number four, which is the last one, the Auditor General's report of 514 billion naira fraud inside NNPC in 2021. Documented, published, debated, forgotten. Zero arrest. Check the pattern. Whenever money disappeared inside NNPC, committee hearing, drama, noise, plead bargain, silence. That is why Nigerians don't believe that the 210 trillion naira matter will end differently. But this one is bigger than all of them combined. Why is this 210 trillion naira matters affect you directly? The fact is, this is not government money. It is your money. And here is how it affects your life. Number one, subsidy removal pain. You were told the country was broke. Fuel price skyrocketed. Cost of living exploded. Yet, 210 trillion naira is sitting unexplained in one government company. Number two, petrol price would have been lower if even 10% of that money had entered into the federal account. Exchange rate will be stronger, fuel price will be lower, inflation will be reduced, government borrowing will decrease. Number three, FAAC allocation suffers. States are struggling to pay salaries, pensions are owed, healthcare is collapsing, but a single agency misplaced over 200 trillion naira. Number four, the future of Nigerians' oil wealth is in danger. If this goes unpunished, NNPC officials will continue this cycle. Nigeria will lose more money. Production will collapse. Foreign investors will run. So this is not just corruption. It's economic sabotage, more than terrorism. Let's switch continents for a moment. China does not play with corruption, especially public fund. For example, like Xiaomi, $260 million bribery case. Former chairman of Orang Asset Management, convicted for corruption sentence, execution, not 20 years, not plea bargain, execution. Number two, Zhang Zhangcheng, embezzlement and bribery. Former vice mayor accused of massive bribery. Result, death penalty with no appeal. Number three, thousands of government officials removed. Under President Xi Jinping anti-corruption campaign, 1.5 million officials punished, over 170 ministers and governors jailed, several executed for chronic corruption. Now imagine Nigeria adopting such system. How many people will be working in NNPC tomorrow morning? So here's the big question for you watching me right now. If NNPC's officials are found guilty, not just accused, should Nigeria adopt a China's punishment model for financial crimes? Think about it. 210 trillion naira is not missing Ankara money. It's enough to rebuild the whole entire country. Road, schools, hospitals, power plants. But in Nigeria, committee today, plead bargain tomorrow, silent next week. So, let me ask you, do you believe Nigeria should adopt China's heavy zero tolerance punishment for corruption, especially at the scale of 210 trillion naira? Drop your thought in the comments. If you believe Nigeria deserves accountability, hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video. Together, let's demand transparency because 210 trillion naira cannot just vanish in silence. See you in the next video.